Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you know, we've been upgrading our Wi-Fi system from TP-Link EAP225 outdoor access points to better ones. For the center router, we have gotten a great router, which you can see on the video over there. It provides strong and stable coverage, but some areas still get blocked by trees. And for that reason, we've also gotten ourselves some of these routers over here. And today, you will be looking at the unboxing, configuration, and testing for these routers, the Comfast EW85. Bog of all trades. I do everything and more. Let us begin with the unboxing. It comes in this box over here, much smaller box than the previous router. On the back here, we can see the specifications. They are approximately the same ones as the TP-Link EAP225, with one major difference. It has 2 extra LAN ports and a few minor differences like an extra antenna and extra 100 Mbps speed. The real reason being for me having chosen Comfast over the previous TP-Link is that it has a lot more power, supposedly 29 dBm wireless transmission power compared to 20 dBm on the TP-Link on 2.4 GHz and 27 on 5 GHz. And the antennas are also a bit more powerful. In total, much more power. And we're gonna see if that is actually the case. Let's open the box. Inside, we have the router itself in a bag. It's completely made out of plastic with a simple wall or pole mount at the back, and it has 3 standard antenna ports on the top and 3 LAN ports and a DC port on the bottom, including a small reset switch. It can accept power over DC and over standard 48 volt power over Ethernet. Next, we have power cable, PoE adapter, exactly the same one as we received with the previous router, a small LAN cable, 3 antennas, all 3 of them dual band, a zip tie, and some mounting supports, some rubbers, much less waterproof than the previous router, and 2 of these wire waterproofer connectors that are supposed to be screwed in to the casing over here. This is how the router looks fully assembled. Great, but not so great. What they haven't considered is that not all users use all 3 LAN ports. But there is nothing else to put in here instead of this wire connector, meaning humidity can get through this if you don't have a second cable going up. In the original model, which didn't support PoE, there would always be a power cable going in, but in this case, it is not the case. Additionally, the 2 extra ports do not have PoE, so in most cases you won't be able to use them without adding an extra PoE injector, which could just be installed before the router, making these ports essentially useless. What I, however, find great about these antennas is that they're not bendable. Bending an antenna in an outdoor case is practically useless. However, birds that sit on the antennas, which happens quite a lot here, quite frankly, do tend to either bend them or break them. Breaking these ones will hopefully be much harder. Now that we've unboxed the router, we can proceed to the installation and configuration. This is how we've got the TP-Link attached. It's attached to this mounting right here. And we're just gonna replace it with this router over here. As you can see, the height is more or less the same, but the width is considerably more. So that's why we're just gonna use these wires to attach it to the pole instead of using the actual mounting poles on the back over here. Let us begin with the configuration. The first thing we're gonna do is simply connect to the Wi-Fi network. This router, just like the previous Comfast router I've covered on our channel, does not want to assume a DHCP IP address right away. It takes a while to boot up, but after we're connected, what we're going to do is just access its IP address. That's 192.168.10.1. And we've got the standard Comfast logging here. Just as a note, this one wants the password admin right away, not a password we invent like in the previous router. We're greeted with the typical Comfast homepage. Here, the only difference is we have 2 extra LAN ports shown on the interface. Now, what we're going to do is just go into the setup wizard and set it up as an access point. Here, everything goes just like last time. We first set its IP address and the subnet mask. That's going to be 172.20.02 and 255.255.00. After that, we can set up the Wi-Fi networks it produces. Here, the main difference is that it does not allow for 160 megahertz band on 5G, which is a pity. It should. The other Comfast router does allow for that, but other than that, the setup is pretty much the same. Here we have an option for Wi-Fi unification. That means both networks will be the same one. We can also just give them the same SSID like I did here, or we simply set them up separately. What we're going to do right now in order to allow for an easier test. Right here you can see the LAN settings. They are very primitive. VLAN, and right now what I'm going to do is just change the SSID of 5.8 gigahertz to Comfast Test 5 so I can easily find the difference between 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz when I connect to them. As a note here, you're gonna see very long startup times for this router. The Comfast WA937 started up in 30 seconds. This one takes about 1.5 minutes to do the same thing. Quite long. The system config is pretty much the same as of the previous router. The only difference here is that the online upgrade function is available, meaning you don't have to search online for new firmware updates. It can update itself automatically. I think it's useful, but I will still prefer to keep it off. And another thing you can see in the system settings, it's a bug that happened with the previous router, although I did not notice it while I was doing the video. The NTP system time setting does not work. No matter what you set in there, it will still not update the time to the correct one. It will keep itself in 2023 or 2024 for no apparent reason. We'll be upgrading them to OpenWRT in a future video, and we're going to see how they work on that. It should be a lot cleaner. And finally, What we have in this router are logs, same as in the previous router. They're really useful. If you have an issue with the LAN port, for example, you can see what exactly that issue is. For example, that the LAN port is constantly turning itself off. You would see that the LAN is dropping and coming back on, or you can see that the LAN is, for example, only 100 Mbps if, let's say, wire gets damaged. What is peculiar here is that we also have a firewall tab, which we didn't have in the previous router. And in the firewall, we just have a few settings which are helpful to manage the 2 extra LAN ports. For example, if you want to create 2 separate networks before this router, the WAN and the LAN. And now let's finally get to testing. This time, we will be running the tests sequentially. Firstly, I'll keep the TP-Link installed and run all the tests on it, again for fairness, although we did do them in the previous video. And after that, we'll upgrade it to the Comfast and repeat all the tests for the Comfast router. The tests will have 3 parts. Firstly, that's going to be Wi-Fi info view on my laptop. And we're going to be looking at what's the highest RSSI, relative signal strength indicator, we can get. Secondly, we will be looking at iPerf to a server on the local network, and we will be seeing how fast we can get. And we can reasonably expect LAN speeds of up to 400 Mbps, so anything lower than that will be the limit of the Wi-Fi itself. And last but not least, I'll be running a test to my phone on the 2.4G network to speed test. Let's begin. We are currently about 1,150 meters from both the Comfast EW85 and the Comfast WA937. What I see on my computer is an RSSI of up to -81 on both of their 2.4 GHz networks. I can connect to the Comfast WA937, but not to the EW85. But I can, however, connect to the 5 GHz network of the EW85. But none of these connections actually provide me with internet, and they break about 5 to 10 seconds after connecting, meaning that this range is too far, even for these 2 very powerful routers. Just a note, I actually managed to make a connection to the Comfast EW85 on 5 GHz and open a very simple web page. Not enough for stable usage, but it actually managed to pull off over 1 kilometer. That is insane. Nothing, not even close to the TP-Link. You can decide. Here are the graphs of our tests. As you can see, it's really not a very obvious difference. The signal strength of the Comfast is considerably better, especially at further distances. However, the speed does not show too much of a difference, except for the really far points. I was sadly not able to go further than 300 meters due to terrain. I wouldn't have direct visibility. Also, you might think the results are a bit different from the previous test. The previous test did not have perfect line of sight. There were trees blocking it quite a lot, so the TP-Link got quite worse results. And now, let's get to the conclusion. So, was it worth the upgrade? I personally think yes. First of all, because devices don't just disappear on the Comfast as they do on the TP-Link. It's a software bug appearing specifically on these TP-Link devices, which make our smart home servers not available from certain access points when they're connected to others. Very annoying. Secondly, it does have better signal. And thirdly, it also has 2 extra LAN ports, and I think that's a great benefit if you find devices which can support these extra ports without PoE. For example, the cameras of Reolink support also 12-volt DC power input. Less wires, less hassle, easier life, and more reliable. In general, I wish you all a happy day. I hope you enjoyed viewing this video. If you like, you can view the unboxing of the Comfast over there. I also compared to another TP-Link EAP225 outdoor, and you can see the results there. With trees, the WA937 is far superior. Without trees, they both have a very similar result, meaning the antennas of the WA937 don't give too much of a benefit. But it has faster speed. If you really need the speed, it's the one for you. If not, just go with this one. It's also good. The links to where I got the router will be down in the description. And until next time, ciao.